Welcome to Karunda Complete IT Solution. So in last two videos, we have discussed about the AWS basics, that how we will create the free tier account, and then we go through the all the services which are offered by the AWS category wise. Now in this particular session, we will cover the AWS EC2 Deep Dive. We will check that how we can launch the instance, what are the other services which are related to the EC2, and what are the types of the EC2, what are the how we can define the role, how we can attach the security groups, and a lot of other things will check under this one. So I hope you will enjoy the session. Please be with us. We are logged in into the AWS account. So I hope you all having the AWS free tier account available with you. And let's go to the EC2. Okay, so this is the new EC2 consoles which are introduced by the AWS. So if you will see that, if you'll just go to the back, then it'll be the old one. But yeah, if you will just so by default when you log in, so this will be enabled, right? But it's your choice. So when we log in the EC2 console, so we have different information available over here. If you'll see under resources, we have instances, elastic IP, load balancer, snapshot, auto scaling, instance, placement group, volumes, dedicated hosts, key pair, security groups. So all these resources are visible over here. So what are the how many numbers they are existing? So if you'll see that we do have a total number of instance one, and on that is also in the running state. So basically the difference between this one and this one is that it also only the running instances, but it also the stop instances as well, right? Elastic IP is a static public IP. Load balancer is which we use for the load performance, to just distribute the workload environment. We do have an application load balancer, network load balancer, and gateway load balancer, and we do have a classic load balancer, which is a older version of that one. A snapshot is for the backup, auto scaling for scaling up or scaling down your EC2 instances, and then placement group, how your EC2 server is are distributed among the hardware, and how it is. So there is partitions, placement group, and then cluster placement group. So the similar way, volume is a storage which is attached to your EC2 instance, and dedicated host is that when you restart your instance, so generally you don't have idea that where it will land. So if you go for the dedicated hosts where there is some requirement from the customer, and just take example of Oracle licensing, so they need a it's a core based licensing. So in that case we need a dedicated host, but definitely you have to pay for it. Then keep here for accessing the servers and other services, and security group, it's a security feature of EC2, right? So the similar way, we do have account attributes available over here, and some few tips about that, AWS, like for the EC2 instance, if you'll go for the spot instance, then you can save 90%, but you have to check the use cases, right? It is used for only the training purpose and other test purpose, right? If you will go for T4G instance, right? So you can go for the 40% price performance, right? So the similar way we do have we are in the North Virginia. So in North Virginia, we do have a 6 AZ. So these are the information available. So if you will see here, use here EC2 global view. So this it'll show you the it'll give you all the information from all the regions, so that you will be able to know that how many instances, route tables, security groups, VPCs, volumes, right, net gateway. So it gives you the complete information about that, and even in the resource count, it'll give per region basis, right? So it's showing us 27 regions available over there. So it'll take some time, because it takes some time to fetch the information. Okay, so we can check events. So events, we can check the different events related to that EC2. Then we do have instances, right? From here, we can launch the instance. And if you'll see, we have already one EC2 server is running. So we can connect this one directly from here. And we do have we can stop the instance, reboot the instance, terminate the instance from here. And we do have action connect. You can do that. View details. You can check the information related to EC2, and you want to, if you want to manage something, right, instance setting, we can stop productions or down behavior, or all these informations and user data. If you want to edit some user data, manage tags, you can do it from here. And then we do have a networking. You want to attach the network interface, detach interface, you want to connect to the database, manage IP addresses, you can do it from here. The similar way, you can change the security group and modify IAM role from here. And here you can create the image, AMI image from here. So it'll first create the snapshot and then it'll create the AMI out of it. And you can template you can also create, right, and launch more like this, the similar kind of a in EC2 instance it will launch. Okay, so here detailed monitoring you can enable, right? By default we do have a uh, you know monitoring, basic monitoring is enabled, which is not paid, but if you go for detailed monitoring it is paid. And then CloudWatch, alarm, EC2 serial. So these things you can manage through that one, right? When let's go to the instance type. So instance types are different type of instance types are there as per the kind of a workload you have. Like it's a memory. If it is a memory related, then you have a M. And then if you have a stable kind of a performance, suddenly it spikes in your workload, then T is there. And even in that particular one, T1, T2, T3, small, large, micro, so it gives you basically you, so basically it gives you the type of instance, means kind of a configuration you are having, what kind of a how many CPU you have, how many memory you have, right? So this kind of information it will give you. Launch template, it's a ready-made template which you use generally for the auto scaling, so that you can spin up the EC2 servers, right? Spot request is, it is the request for the spot instance. You can just do your bidding, and if it meets your criteria, then you will get it. And if any bidding goes higher than you, then it will automatically, it will terminate, right? So it's good for the training and other purpose. Saving plans, under the, if you go for the saving plans, you have a different plans, compute plans, price, capacity wise, so you can save your cost, right? If you go under this plan. Reserved instances are there when you have a requirement like that, you want the instance for the one, at least for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and more than that, then you go for the reserved instance. That way you just save your cost. Dedicated host, right? Dedicated host, we have discussed that it'll land on the same host every time whenever you will reboot the server, right? Schedule instance, you can schedule the instance for a particular definite time, so that as per your requirement. Capacity reserve, you can just reserve the capacity for a particular duration, and then it'll terminate automatically after that. AMI is generally image, golden image, we can see of the OS, and it'll help you to just build the server. The AMI catalog means different these AMI, you can kind of a template, they are available. Quick Start AMI, My AMI, AWS Marketplace, and Community AMI. So which again will help you to build the server, right? And volume, just go to the volume. So volume type is it's a EBS volumes, which is attached to the EC2 instance. So right, you can check how many instances you have. So we have one EC2 instance running, so this particular one GP3 type is attached to that particular instance, right? Snapshot, we have already discussed that it's a backup of that one. Life cycle manager means you can just you can set the retention period of your AMI or a snapshot, so that it will be terminated after that particular duration. Otherwise unnecessary cost will be there for the storage, right? The similar way security groups is, it's how you can protect your EC2 instance, what inbound and outbound rule you can put it into that, so that you can secure environment. Elastic IP, again, that is a static public IP which you can assign to your EC2 instance. And the best part of the elastic IP is that if you have created the elastic IP and it is not attached to the any instance, then it is you have to pay for it, right, if it is not in use. Then placement group is again that how your servers go under the different hardware. So we do have a we do have it categorized category of that one. So where you can just as per redundancy and other things, you can check and cluster placement group and other cluster group, right? Keep your accessing the server network interface. Again, you can create and attach to those network interface. Load balancer, we have already discussed that, for right skill, um, it will automatically in response, like it depends on your income traffic. So load balancer basically distribute your load as per the requirement. So like we have application load balancer which works on HTTP or HTTPS, and network load balancer which work on the TCP, UDP, TLS, and then gateway load balancer which work with the third party virtual appliances. So basically here you can do that. When you go for the load balancer, then you have to set the target, and target comes under the target group. So that time when you launch the load balancer, it will automatically create the this one target group. Otherwise you have to go for it, right? Without that you can't create the load balancer. And then we do have a auto scaling, means scale up and scale down your server so that you can manage the workload. So these are the offering from EC2. So it will I hope it will be it was useful for you and you able to get something out of it. And just for last, um, there are different details available. You can just check from here, all the IPs, the kind of OS version it is, and right, AMI ID, AMI name, right, location, keep here attached to it, right? And then security group, under the security section you can just check the if any role is assigned to it, and if any security group is there, or some other things, right? The similar way in networking, inbound, outbound, you can check storage. You can check that in what kind of storage it is, status check, right, whether it was passed or failed. Monitoring, you are basic monitoring is there. CPU and network and disk monitoring is enabled by default, right? And the similar way you can just assign tag to your uh, instance, right? So that's all from my side, and I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you enjoy it. And we will keep coming with such kind of videos with a particular service where we can deep dive into a particular service, so that we can we can explore that one. So thank you all for watching. Happy learning. Thank you.